right? You might have heard these generals and politicians banging on about the need to get ready for a war with Russia. Fucking hell, man. It doesn't bear thinking about, does it? A war with Russia. Jesus, man. Russia's got more nuclear missiles than any other country on earth. It is a major nuclear power, and it could wipe Britain out. It could wipe us all out. It could kill everybody in Britain with its nuclear weapons easily. And makes you wonder why these fucking leaders are banging the war drums. What the fuck are they playing at? What the fuck? Well, of course, there's a bigger picture, isn't there? There's a deeper reason than, just Russia being to blame. Look, Vladimir Putin is a dickhead, right? And Russia is an imperialist country in its own right. But it's not anything like as bad as America and Britain and the NATO in general. You know, NATO is an expansionist force. It's kind of a facade. It's basically America and Europe expanding their economic interests via this false fucking organisation that claims to be peacekeeping. It's not fucking peacekeeping. If you look at where NATO has gone in the last few decades, it's fucking expanded and expanded closer and closer to Moscow, and it won't be happy until it fucking takes over Russia. So who's to blame here for this escalation in militarization? Who's to blame? Yeah, Russia's fucking not great, is it? It's led by an absolute knobhead, but, you know, it's not the biggest military power, it's not the biggest economic power, and it's not the one that's expanding into other people's territories or former territories. NATO is to blame. And Russia's hitting back, yeah? It's invaded Ukraine. Why? Because Ukraine was going to go over to NATO, which would have been another massive chunk of the former Soviet Union, Russia's former empire, taken over by NATO. It's just hitting back. So you've got this conflict between rival imperial powers, and it's not fucking feasible to go to war with Russia. Britain can't do that. NATO could do that, but America isn't. America, as usual, is kind of riding on both backs, you know what I mean? It's like, it's playing everyone against each other, isn't it? Trying to figure out which is best for itself. America, being the head of NATO, is in a position of authority, but is also playing Europe against Russia and Russia against Europe for its own ends. Because let's remember, America's the biggest weapons manufacturer on earth, and there's lots of money in weaponry. And Trump is demanding that Europe pays its way rather than rely on American backup. It wants Europe to cough up for weaponry because that's massively profitable for America. So Trump's, being careful here not to side with either one. He's playing us off against each other, Europe and Russia. He wants the money from Europe, but he wants to keep Russia in its place. He doesn't want a war in Europe, fucking hell. He just wants the weapons sold. He wants that, that build-up of military capability, but he doesn't want a war with Russia, for fuck's sake. That could become World War III, and that would drag America into a massive war that it cannot afford. So, it's a delicate game of chess, and let's hope that this doesn't end up like where the propaganda is suggesting. World War III, war with Russia, get ready to sacrifice your sons and daughters and all that. It's propaganda, but fucking hell, it could easily end up there with these absolute shit stains in power. So, you know, we need an alternative. We need the poor people, the working class people in all these societies to realise, hey, these rich fucking arseholes are willing to sacrifice millions of us for their game of chess, for their fucking competition over profits. Fuck that shit. Let's get rid of them and let's unite and run the world collectively and, you know, in the interests of all of us. Let's share the wealth. Let's fucking cooperate instead of going to war with each other. Hey, that's socialism. That's why I'm as fucking... It's one reason why I'm a socialist. Because I fucking hate war. I hate war. I hate the fact that working class people die in rich men's wars. I fucking hate it. We've got to stop that shit. But the only way we can stop it is to get rid of the bastards who rule. So that means, at the very least, supporting a socialist party like your party. But beyond that, it means actually getting rid of them altogether, taking them out of their positions of power and staging a working class revolution. But that's a big task, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, fuck war, love and peace, you know, unity, solidarity and all that. However, it's fucking Christmas, man. See you in the next one. Ta-ra.